Hello tacticians! Once again I had no clue whose Mythic Journey to visit next, and then KobyKobyThai came in clutch with his ask about Anuphet. Which is probably just as well, because Anuphet saw another rework/buff along with his relic in the most recent update, and may actually be useful somewhere now. I am assuming his journey was unchanged. Mission 1. Score 9 hits with Anuphet in one turn. This one is going to be best done in a raid where Anuphet may now actually be viable in a robots team against Athana maybe. I know them's fighting words to you, Gunwitch. Just give him Galgor's Swa, or Vitruvius's or Thoriad's passive, and Actus, and you should have no problems. And because I'm not gonna burn a raid ticket on that with a gold 1 Anuphet, I'll see if I can demonstrate in the arena.
Assuming the first Anuphet's Mythic Journey mission is still for him to score 9 hits in one turn, that should be possible in an arena match with a team somewhat like this. So I'm just triple checking the distances because Mephiston is fast, but I think this will be okay. So I'm gonna need to buff my Anuphet with Galgords to give him that extra hit, and then reactivate him in melee with Actus, Anuphet I mean, to score the melee attacks. So I think I should Va Snotfloga. After my last raid I forgot to switch the game's speed back to fastest, so I'm gonna do that now. And this should be fine. So I'm gonna put Anuphet here, and I'm gonna use Actus's active to make both him and Galgords attack twice. I think Rochbone should survive Anuphet because resilient either way. So this should have been 10 hits, I believe. And now I somehow need to deal with the remaining enemies. So Mephiston goes dead. And I'm gonna bait out Ragnar to die in the planetary fortress's fire. Here I'm gonna do this because why not? Okay, Anuphet survived on being resilient, which is not unwelcome, and Galgord somehow managed to survive Maladus's active, I'm assuming. Yep, that was Maladus's active, so that's really good. I should probably get Karn somewhere where he will not do something stupid, such as exist. There, burn, hit again, do something. Okay, I was hoping Anuphet would reactivate Rivas, but this is what I get. There. And of course Maladus blocks, because why the fuck not? But then he dies to a stick bomb. Lovely. And that's how you can complete Anuphet's first mission. Moving on.
Mission 2. Deal 7000 damage with Anuphet in one turn. This one, coincidentally, is also going to be best done in a raid or in the arena, using pretty much the same strategy too, so I'm not gonna record a separate practical for it, even though in my practical 1 footage my Anuphet didn't quite hit the damage mark. He would have if he weren't gold 1, or if I had killed Snotfloga with Galgords first and put Anuphet on the high ground. Moving on. Mission 3. Summon 100 units with Anuphet. This mission looks like a boring grind, but at least the Necrons have a campaign available at all times, unlike some other minor factions nobody ever cares about. The newly released Anuphet's relic theoretically makes this go quicker by producing a Necron warrior at the end of every Anuphet's turn, so long as there are no allied Necron warriors on the board already. So maybe with a big enough Anuphet and company in the final Mirror Indomitus stage, it may be possible to spawn infinite Necron warriors while the Ultramarines kill them every turn, and Incisus fixes any damage the lone Necron warrior does. Yes, this strategy does require Anuphet to be mythic in the first place. If you notice that, you have successfully passed the "Is the audience paying attention?" test. If you need a refresher on how to maximize Anuphet's warrior output, go to the practical for mission 4, because I'm moving on, because this mission is as dull as a sphere of planetary radius. Mission 4. Summon 10 units with Anuphet in one battle. Disregarding having ascended Anuphet through Onslaught and having bought his relic from the Crusade shop already, this mission is currently only possible in Onslaught through Anshi's ability recharge, or potentially in Survival or another mode with the ability recharge power-ups. The theoretical on this is simple. Survive 5 turns, move Anuphet to a free patch of ground to have him pop out the first wave of warriors, then on the next turn recharge him with Anshi and move him to another free patch of ground to have him pop out the second wave of warriors. Let's see how it goes in practice in Onslaught.
I'm assuming that the fourth mission for Anuphet is still to summon 10 units in one fight, and I'm gonna need Anshi for that, and a lot of time, so Onslaught it is. And I think with Gold 1 Anshi and Anuphet, the rest of the team properly big, I can go for the first Adamantine sector, because I need to honor Biowar and I want to get as many shards as possible. So I'm kind of worried about Barb Guns, who could in theory deploy and immediately snipe Anuphet or Anshi, but they're coming in wave 3 at the earliest here, so this can probably be workable. Alright, let's hit it. Alright, and the map is tiny, so remembering what comes first, or being able to check the first and other waves too, is gonna be useful. So like this, my squishies, Anuphet and Anshi, should be safe. So I'm gonna deploy this way. Now, that's a lot of spores. And that's a lot of spores unpleasantly close. Well, gonna drop scarabs right away. The spores explode with toxic, so they aren't all that effective against the scarabs, which is on one hand good, on the other not so much, because I was hoping to get some of the scarabs killed so that I would get well, Necron skilled to make Anuphet's active stack quicker. Okay, I think Anuphet would summon 3 Necron warriors. That's not enough. So now what? Now I need to get Anuphet and Anshi both out of potential barb gun range. And barb guns are kinda fast and long range, so that's not gonna be very easy. That means it's time for Rivas is active. No, make sure this dies. And duck here. Now both the squishies are only attackable from some place Rivas can overwatch. Well, shite. Well, double shite. Okay, so that's this fucked up. And now Anuphet can summon 5 warriors, so yeah. The plan was to do this now and refresh Anuphet's active with Anshi immediately. So let's pretend that could have happened. Now I'm gonna have to let the warriors move away from Anuphet, and I suspect the Arbgant may want to blow him up. We'll see. Alright, and now I would have moved Anuphet here, made room, and popped his active again. And that's how I would have completed this mission. Good thing that I'm not really on it, so I don't need to get more attempts done. And I'm gonna consider this sufficiently demonstrated. It even demonstrates some of the potential pitfalls, such as Adamantine 1 Rivas with a fairly high level active being unable to overwatch a Tyranid warrior due to the silly block thing. There. Hide boy. It might be okay, never mind. There. Burn this one. Good. That lets me get both the boys when I want. There, that's how you kill Necron warriors under a shield. Necron warriors, Tyranid warriors. Too many, too similar names. Okay. Rippers, because sure. There. Operation Keep Anuphet alive. That's one Tyrant guard down. That should be the other one down. There. And that should be the onslaught cleared. And after honoring Biowar and hopefully getting a good roll on the shards, 2 of them, well, fingers crossed, yeah, fuck you RNG, I can move on.
Mission 5. Deal 100,000 damage with Anuphet. Another very interesting grind mission. The fastest progress is probably going to be in a guild raid, but if you want to use Anuphet there and are already this close to having him mythic, it's probably a waste not to push him all the way in Onslaught, possibly by keeping a Winged Prime alive and killing its summons with Anuphet, in the arena, or maybe in Elite Mirror Indomitus. Speaking of Mirror Indomitus, there is Incisors in the last standard stage, which makes me wonder just how big can Anuphet be to cheese the mission there. Let's try with him at Gold 1.
The final mission of Anuphet's Mythic Journey probably still requires him to deal a lot of damage, and I forgot whether it's 80k or full 100k. That's not really important. The idea is that the only stage where Anuphet can score infinite damage is apparently standard Mirror Indomitus 75, the final stage, because in the elite one you only get Kalgar, you don't get incisors. So let's see if I could, at least in theory, with my gold one Anuphet, cheese this stage and get all the damage done in one run. That will probably involve corner camping and just punching Kalgar in the taint until he dies. There. That may be utilizable, yes. But at this point, I think that I should stop using Anuphet's passive to trigger extra attacks. So spread out a little bit. There. And well, looks like even with a ranged attack, why does... Oh right, if he doesn't attack, he deals more damage. That's not good, but maybe that's not gonna be an overkill. Oh right, I forgot about this. Scheiße. There. This is fine. Okay. That looks like with a gold one Anuphet, I indeed can not kill Kalgar reliably, which is funny. Overkill. What? Okay. Looks like Anuphet's passive is broken and keeps stacking forever. Because now he has 3 stacks of it. Interesting. I didn't know that, and I'm gonna consider that a bug. Anyway, this is how you can, in theory, with an underbuilt Anuphet, cheese the final mission, and I am moving on.
And that's roughly how I would go about completing my Anuphet's Mythic Journey if he were on it. With the recent buffs to him and the Necron faction as a whole, they probably can do solid work in the Guild Wars now, but they would need maxed out abilities, and ain't nobody got badges for that, so still no rush. And I think that about wraps up this video. I hope it helped you or even entertained you, and that maybe you will consider watching the next one too, but that's for later. For now, Kaurin out!